Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode. I'm so happy you're here to learn about my journey from corporate girly to spiritual healer. I've been wanting to do this video for a little while, but anytime I feel like I open a new door, pathway to a new thing that I'm working on, learning, experiencing, there's always a little bit of like anxiety of like, what will people think? What will people, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you're living in your truth. So that's what I want to do with this video. So I wanted to tell you guys about what I've been working on over the past couple years, as well as some new business practices that I'm going to be opening up some availability to start working on. So I have, as a kid, really always grown up seeing ghosts, communicating with spirits, different things like that I didn't know was weird until I started to hear people talk about it. And I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church, so being somebody who's able to communicate or speak to or see spirits, angels, past loved ones was something that was kind of frowned upon. So for a little while, I thought there was like something wrong with me because I had these gifts, and according to the religion that I was a part of, there was something wrong with these gifts, and I couldn't just make sense of all of it. So for a really long time, I asked basically like, hey, please, like God, source, whoever, please just remove these gifts from me because like I don't understand them, I don't know how to use them, and it's all really scary for me right now. So then as I got into like my mid-20s, I had a couple more experiences where I was like, nope, those experiences I had as a kid were definitely legitimate. I'm having them, again, connecting with people who had passed, different things like that. And then I kind of again asked for, that gift to be removed because at this time I was living the American dream life. I had the corporate job and the degrees, and I was climbing the ladder, and I was married, and I had the nice house, and I was doing all the things. And despite the fact that I was doing all of that, I was super miserable. And I couldn't figure out why, because I was like, I have all these things the world tells you that you're supposed to have, and none of them are like ultimately fulfilling me. And it was because I had these, gifts or abilities that I had just been suppressing or stifling and trying to do what I thought the world wanted me to do or what people would think well of, instead of just being true to these innate gifts and abilities that I knew that I had. So then, to kind of catch you up, in the year 2020, I started going through a divorce. My dad died from COVID. The company I worked for got sold, and everything in my life kind of fell apart. I got really addicted to alcohol. I got really addicted to Adderall and Xanax. I started doing shrooms a lot. I was just not in a good place. I was struggling with a lot of undiagnosed anxiety and depression. And because I wasn't doing anything about those problems, I was just self-medicating through all these different forms. And during this time, the times that I was sober, my gifts were very, very prominent. I was having so many connections with my father who had passed. I learned that I was able to actually connect with like basically all of my past ancestors, even ones that I had never actually met. So I'm going through this like crazy spiritual awakening where I'm realizing I have all these medium abilities. But at the time, I think that these abilities are only for me. Like they're for me to heal past grief, work through whatever things it is. And then I have a couple experiences where I realized or learned that I actually could really, in this medium space, act as a messenger, where I was able to have experiences where other people's past loved ones, other people's guardian angels had came to me and brought me essentially like a message for them that I was able to then relay to them. And I realized that I could connect with not only just my past loved ones, but I could connect with other people's past loved ones. And so at this time, I am actually at a retreat that is hosted by somebody who is an Akashic Records reader, which at the time is also something that I'm doing my own work on. I'm working on learning how to do my own Akashic Records readings, tap into my own Akashic Records. And so I have all these gifts, all these talents, all these abilities that I'm tapping into. But at the time, I tell myself, oh, these gifts are only for me. But the reality is I knew those gifts were also to help other people. I was just not ready to go out on a limb and say, hi, I am a medium and can tap into your Akashic Records. And so just things kept happening where I kept either tapping into people's Akashic records or having medium-like experiences, not medium-like, medium experiences, and then being able to convey these different readings or messages to people. And I realized that there's no way these gifts are just for me, because these gifts helped me so much, but they also helped so many other people experience so much freedom from things that I had struggled with, like anxiety, depression, grief, loss, all these different things. So I finally decided, you know, it's time to start sharing these gifts with the world. And so I actually have a way now that you can start booking medium readings and Akashic record readings with me, depending on if you want to connect with a past loved one through a medium reading, or if you want to connect with maybe your soul's purpose, or questions about your past life, or different things like that in an Akashic records reading. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed just hearing about my journey. I look forward to meeting you, hopefully in a reading or in a retreat to come soon. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. And as always, happy healing.